I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it.
What?
Get some help.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You blew it!
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Wake up! Run, rush, run, a little maker! I discussed the way to win the shaker! Why'd you leave the kids up on the table? Here you go, create another fable! You wanted to! Grab a rush, run, a little maker! You wanted to! I discussed the way to win the shaker! You wanted to! Why'd you leave the kids up on the table? You wanted to! Well, I don't think you trust in
my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to.
Thank you so much for joining us at the Canned Chicken Podcast. I am your host, SithLordFelix, with the always awesome, sometimes hungry, hopefully not eating, Mr. Charlie Valentine. How are you, buddy?
Howdy!
Howdy. I just had a cookie. So we're going to try this again, folks, because my dumbass wasn't recording this. So we're going to try this again. Luckily, we didn't go too far. We went a good 10 minutes, maybe. Maybe 10, 15 minutes talking about The Flash because Chuck finally saw it. It's like, we'll never let this fucking movie go.
Yeah, that's why those 15 minutes was a good warm-up for me.
So things
brought back how much I disliked it.
Right. Okay. So, all right. So, yeah, I guess we'll, spoiler alert. We are going to get into spoilers here if you haven't seen the movie. First off, before that, would you at least recommend people watch it, or do you think people should just skip it altogether?
I would recommend they watch it because I watched it because just as the comic fan, especially when I was younger, it was definitely worth checking out.
Okay. So not a complete total waste of time.
No, I guess not. No, especially because they brought back the Michael Keaton Batman, so definitely not a complete waste of time, no.
Okay. All right. So
because I did like most of that stuff.
Most of that stuff. Okay, cool. We're gonna touch on that. I wanted I'm gonna do a quick recap. We don't have to act like we're saying this again for the first time because we're not.
No, it's fine. I wrote my stuff down, so I'm just reading from a script.
Yeah, right. The Warner Brothers show script. This movie was perfect. Ezra Miller was a tour de force. But all right. So let's go with this. So the things that you didn't like in the movie, I think you mentioned you didn't like Supergirl.
I didn't like where they went with Supergirl, and just for the audience out there.
Okay, that's right.
Like, not to say that I couldn't mind a strong female character. I just feel like they didn't do a good job with writing hers.
Okay.
We spoke about the mom scene in the store, especially the very tearful. Went on just a little too long, the tearful thing.
Oh.
And because they were purposely tugging at the heartstrings. I don't like that too much. Like, we get it, you know what I mean? We get that.
You're a man's man. You start protecting your heart for a little bit. Like, all right, stop it. Never.
No, it's just kind of like baseball. Yeah, it's like all the crying in these superhero movies. It's almost like there's no crying in baseball, and there should be very limited crying for the superhero movies.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of did like if any movie,
each superhero character should get their tearful no moment, but that's it. Just one in each of the storylines, not one in each movie. They gave Ezra Miller like 3. They tried to do 3 of those heartfelt scenes with his very forced Spanish mom. Oh, my Spanish brothers and sisters out there. I'm not saying anything that she couldn't be Spanish. I'm just saying
it caught me off guard.
Hammed it up, right? They hammed it up, and it's like, okay, what are you trying to do there? All right.
Missed opportunity. It should have been Leslie Jones. That would have been perfect.
Yeah. Or Sofia Vergara.
No, because if it was Leslie Jones, it would at least explain Ezra Miller's acting and like his performance.
yeah, that's
Because
actually even better.
I'm thinking about it. He's kind of Leslie Jones in like a small white boy body. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't see that, but I love it now. Now I see it.
No, yeah, but okay. So we didn't like that. We started touching on the very bad effects.
Yeah, the graphics, like you said, the baby scene falling, he's rescuing the babies, and they look super cartoonish.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna keep it real. I still enjoyed the sequence. I was able to look past it, but you have to look past it. There is, like, you cannot say from any standpoint that those effects were good, because they were not. Those look
Yeah.
incomplete, which is actually worse. It looks incomplete. Like there was like some final shine that they decided not to pay for, or it's like, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? I
totally.
don't know. Yeah, because I think from what I understand, the budget was being inflated for this movie, so that could explain that. But yeah, I've seen better. Those are like 2002 computer VFX, so like it was pretty low tier there.
Yeah, it was like really disappointingly bad graphics and effects.
All right, now what else were we talking about? Oh yeah, I think the very last thing we mentioned until I realized I wasn't recording, was it was too long.
Yep, definitely stretch it out. Again, that ending scene in the grocery store. I understand that they're trying to push. He's getting his last goodbye with his mom and blah blah blah. Oh, then not even that too. Even the fight scene where like he's trying to convince the college Flash kid to stop running back in time. He's just
Yeah.
kind of like standing there, and he's like, "I guess I just let him tire himself out." And then even that led to like the ultimate future demon Flash coming back. It was just like, where are they? Like you said, it's just too long.
Yeah, and like that's too many villains. I again, I didn't mind that. I thought that was an interesting idea, but fleshed out poorly because we only saw that demon Flash like for a half second before that, and then he shows up again at the very end. So there was like no time no real mystery to dive into with who he was and what was going on. You know what I mean? And like maybe there was the I was waiting for the reveal that it turned out that it was that Flash that killed his mother and all that stuff. We didn't get any of that.
Yeah,
but
it was done really poorly.
Yeah. Anything else? I thought the score was okay, but not memorable. Except like when the Michael Keaton the Batman cues kicked in. Those are kind of cool.
Yeah, that was it. In fact, I wouldn't remember any of that other than the fact that they quoted the original Batman theme like 2 or 3 times during the Batman sequences, and it's the only time I really like noticed or felt the music. Yeah. And I was like, everything else, not even worth mentioning.
Right.
All right, fine. It was movie music, But when they quoted the Danny Elfman phrase, I was like, oh shit, you heard that?
Yep. Now, and again, I said I didn't dislike Supergirl, and again, just to reiterate this, I don't think I said it on this take. I was like, I think the one positive I'll give her was that she died. I don't think I could have handled. If Supergirl was a better Superman than Superman, I think I would have just kind of, I might have walked out. You know what I mean?
What did you do?
And again, she couldn't even win with Batman and with Flash. Like, I guess it kind of speaks to how strong Superman was.
Yeah.
In this universe, how necessary he was. So yeah, let's actually kind of flip and go into the positives, because you're gonna have to fucking admit it, buddy. There's some good stuff in this.
Yeah, I would say it like kind of made me laugh out loud like 2 or 3 times. So I feel like a few of the jokes landed. If I put past the forced mushiness, if I push past the horrible graphics, if I push past
that.
Yeah, the terrible writing and choice casting, everything about the Supergirl. the whole thing about the father and not looking up, if I look past all that, I did like some of the Batman stuff. Even the Ben Affleck in the beginning, his motorcycle chase I thought was cool.
That was really awesome.
Right? That was probably
Yeah.
like the most well shot stuff.
Yeah. A little Wonder Woman cameo, that I thought
Yes,
that was
that
kind
was
of
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I
Him
liked
holding
how
the
they.
lasso of truth. That
Oh yeah, yeah.
was kind of funny. Yeah.
That was kind of funny. Even
Yeah,
though it's
yeah.
like I felt like they kind of goofed Batman there. I wouldn't have. I don't know. I just feel like it was just more like, oh, you fucking making Batman a joke. I'm too self-centered to really give a compliment. Like, you know what?
Yes,
Like,
it's like-
way to fucking devalue Bruce
it
Wayne's
goes,
like mannerisms and coolness. And Bruce Wayne's like a fucking sly gentleman. Who happens to be Batman. Instead, they just made him this egotist. Oh, too much of a chauvinist to say thank you. Like, shut the
yeah,
fuck
right.
up. I did
Something
not
like
like
that.
that. Yeah, they snuck that in.
God.
Actually, that actually pissed me off.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't mind it so much, but my problem with it was that it's pretty much a recycled joke from Joss Whedon's Justice League, because in the Joss Whedon version of the Justice League movie, there was a scene where Aquaman accidentally sits on the golden lasso or whatnot and starts like revealing his feelings, and you know what I mean. And
Yeah, I think I
so it's pretty
remember
much the
that.
same joke, except it was with that. But I didn't hate it. Like little things like that are kind of funny. He wasn't like he at least he didn't say I'm white privilege and I
He
don't
might
believe
as
black
well
lives
have
actually
though.
matter. You know,
He might as well have.
right? No, he didn't
That's
do
how that
that.
scene played
So
to me.
he said something like, "Oh, this is probably brought on by childhood trauma." I thought that was funny, but
Oh, really? I hated that.
yeah,
I hated that
yeah,
whole
yeah,
little sequence there. Like, what are you doing? Like, do that to somebody else. And then, oh yeah, I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that because one thing I very much did not like is then Ezra Miller is all like, oh yeah, you're a pretty girl. I hope to have a girl one day. Right now, I'm still like not experienced. It's like, what are they doing? What are they having to make it
yeah,
sexual like that for? You know what?
yeah.
You know what?
Like
I
that's like
I hate this
that I did
movie.
not like. Here we go. I just triggered
Here
him.
we go.
There it
You
is.
got me.
Okay.
You
We're
got
now
me
at
open.
0 out of 10 status. But okay, so
Because that
let's
was so unnecessary. Again, getting back to
especially with
before we hit
because
record,
it's him.
you got a boy playing. The Flash should be a man, like a man's
Yeah.
fucking. Like even the guy you showed me from the Channel 11 show now is way better, and he's a baby face. Like
Yeah.
even to sound like a fucking old fart. But the original Flash show that they only did a few seasons of in the '90s. Do you remember that actor?
Yeah, he plays and in fact, he actually plays the Flash's father in this show.
Oh, see, so there you go. Because look, he was
Yeah.
like a grown up. You know what I mean? I just felt like I was watching and I understand if they're trying to make him young or whatever, but it's like I just felt like they made this Flash way too young and juvenile, and then they make it sexual. Like, yeah, I'm a dorky nerd who hasn't got laid yet, and that's why I like.
Yeah.
But I have
Okay,
these
groomer.
yeah, for real.
Yeah, like yeah, we get it, Ezra, and you and your freaking harem of groupies. Yeah, don't.
Minors.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Don't
keep
make
it
those
real.
jokes. Yeah, is it
Oh
my
yeah,
allegedly? Yeah, I
allegedly.
guess yeah. But
But that took me right out. That line disgusted me. I was like, if I was watching that by myself, I would have I would have like totally tuned out.
God. Okay, so let's talk about the Batman stuff.
Yeah,
Talk
that
about the
was
Batman stuff.
mostly cool.
Mostly cool. I think that's a very good way to describe that.
Yeah.
I was a little put off that almost every fucking line that Michael Keaton delivered was from the original 1989 Batman.
Yeah, you want to get nuts. I'm
You want to
Batman.
get nuts? No, I don't. I want you to come up with some new shit. It would have been nice if we saw Batman like fighting a new villain or chasing a new villain or have something going on, but they have him like some weird old retired hermit
Yeah,
Um,
and can I just interject right there
please,
because
no, go on.
even that, like, I kind of wanted to like that, but when I really dissected, I didn't because even how you described it made me realize how I felt about it. Whereas, like in the moment, I was accepting it and I was like, "Oh yeah," but I was like, "Oh, is he really just make him Luke Skywalker drink out of a fucking tit of a fucking slogworm?" Right? With him
Yeah.
coming in and doing karate bad and making spaghetti and the pots and pans. Like, all right, thanks, Three Stooges of the
At least
old
he could fight.
recycled superhero. Yeah, that's cool. They still made that he could fight, but they definitely did the old trope of now he's the recluse and the long hair and he's all untethered and
Yeah. Now, what I would have liked to have seen if they would have done a nod to Kingdom Come. That if you're familiar with that comic series, that's like where they kind of flash forward or fast forward, I should say, and it's the Justice League, like maybe 20, 30 years into the future after that, and like Superman's like gray haired or whatever, and it's like this new breed of superheroes, and they're all super just destructive. All they're
Oh,
more
okay.
focused on is fighting each other, in big epic battles that leaves like big body counts and stuff. They're not focused so much on justice and fighting crime, and you know what I mean. It just
Yeah.
becomes like this big gigantic mess, which is pretty meta for its time. It came out in the 90s. But Batman's character was funny. It's like how everything was like a hellscape. Gotham City was kind of super clean and organized because he had like, even though Batman was older, he kind of had like Batman drones patrolling the city, and
Oh, see, shit like that would have been cool.
yeah, that would have been
So here's
cool.
a missed opportunity. You're right. Instead of them doing the same old thing of like, oh, we gotta go find the old wizard who used to be a Jedi too back in his day. Instead of finding
Right.
the old recluse Jedi, they should have had Batman still active. And like, you know what I mean?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan and Batman. Yep.
Yeah. No, I think I'm with you on that. Yeah, it would have been nice if we would have had
Yeah,
and
that's
that
a
would have
great point you made. I'm actually with you on that.
yeah, right. No, yeah, right. It would have been comic accurate or a nice nod to the comics and source material or whatever.
Yeah, and it
Um,
still would have been a way more interesting storyline right off the bat. You know what I mean? Even if they didn't want to do too much of a wink to that thing, but even just doing that would have, like, they could have done the drone things totally. They could have made Batman still active, where, you know what I
yeah,
mean? He's still tracking down criminals.
it would
And
have been
because
nice if he was pursuing like the Riddler or like
yes, because that's another
something.
thing too. They took too many liberties with like, oh, we want to tell this story now, so we'll just say it's this universe. But it was just like, oh, but you're like, all right, so where's this in this universe? Oh, we're not. We omitted that because it's like, well, what are you talking about? Do you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know what I'm getting at? It's like they
Yeah.
took too many liberties to throw in like curveballs,
Yeah.
and we're just supposed to accept it because it's
Because the
ultimate.
spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti, the bowl of spaghetti, right? You're at your infinite
Yeah.
timeline. You know, what the fuck?
Yeah. And as corny as that sounds, I'll tell you, I like it when they explain their universe because at least I kind of know what the rules are. And Michael Keaton did do a good job. I appreciated that he was kind of all in, and we didn't have to go through the whole motions of him not believing him
Yeah,
to finally
yeah, like
believing him.
he didn't Harrison Ford it up to fucking Han
Right.
Solo.
I
Yeah.
used to be. Yeah. Get out of my life. No, but
And then publicly trash the movies, being like, "Yeah, I just came back for the money. I wanted to kill off Han
right.
Solo 10 years ago." It's like, go fuck yourself,
Go
Harrison
fuck
Ford.
yourself, Harrison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop
So Michael
celebrating this
Keaton
man.
didn't do that, right?
Yeah. But he did do something that annoyed me, which was I'll pass. I'm not going to help you. Like, what? You fucking Batman, dude. Like, you're fucking Batman. Like, how are you going
Yeah.
to say, no, I'm not going to help you? Even though, like, we know, like, maybe he's eventually going to do it. But it's, again, like, it should be like, let's get to work or something. I mean, something should have happened, In fact,
Yes.
Flash should have not have been the catalyst for Batman to be in action. He should have already been taking action and they should
Yeah, I
have
totally
discovered
agree.
themselves some other way. Something else should have happened or whatnot with that. But I had big problems with the fact that they just kept repeating lines from the original movie. That's extremely Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because done too much, then it's overkill. And you're right; they definitely did it 3 times with the Michael Keaton thing, with the dialogue, and then on top of all the visual nods that they were doing, you know what I mean? They pulled
Yeah.
out the old Joker laugh box, put it out to the last. Nice touch, nice touch. But then they give us 2 fucking bat wings up on the moon. They don't do it once; they do it twice. I'm like, all right. It's like, don't lose me too much because we're already getting nuts.
Which, by the way, that fucking laughing bag did not end up. Commissioner Gordon found that.
Well,
and
I could
pulled
see
that out of-
Batman. I could see.
I don't know why he would give it to Batman. Here's a memento
Batman might
of.
have just taken it, though. It's not like if Batman really wanted it, he's not really asking Commissioner Gordon for it.
guess.
He'll just
I don't know
take
why
it.
he would even want it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Why would he
evidence.
fucking-
No, because I'm surprised you didn't see how obvious.
thought it was
Because
stupid.
Batman is a detective, and it would make sense that Batman has that as evidence.
Memento. No. I don't know. Yeah, right. Oh, you know what would have been nice? What if he was married to Vicky Vale or something? That would have been a nice twist. If he's not,
something.
if he hung up the suit, maybe he hung up the suit for Vicky Vale. I would have accepted that, or even Michelle Pfeiffer. I mean,
Right.
But
right. Even something would have been way better than But they can't help themselves. They're so lazy. They can't think of anything new.
Yeah.
Like I said, the
Now-
old wizard Jedi hiding in the mountains in his castle in seclusion, all feral.
Right. That being said, when he finally puts on the fucking suit, and they show him kicking ass in the suit, that was really cool.
That was cool.
That was really cool. Him in the Batwing was really fucking cool.
That was
all
cool.
the shit in the Batwing, like however they fixed it up, how like the wings were turning around and he would stay still, like yeah.
The rotating cockpit was cool, nice touch, and we know already that it's not the original Batwing because that crashed into the church. So when he said, "Yeah, it's been modified," I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, it's been modified." They did okay. They killed it with that. It looked great. They had the functioning awesome. They knew to bring it back.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, no, it was
Yes,
totally cool.
I did when I saw the Batwing.
It would have been nice to see the Batmobile in action.
Yeah, that was a little missed opportunity there too, because you didn't see it revved up. You didn't see it,
Yeah.
You only saw it in the cave, and when he untarped it, you're thinking like, "Fuck yeah, he's gonna." That's another thing too. They went straight to the Batwing hard when they could have showed at least one chase sequence with the Batmobile.
Yeah, that would have been badass.
Fuck yeah, it would have. Just another blown opportunity. Instead, you're gonna give me Ezra Miller fucking whining and crying.
Eating Twinkies in it. Eating Twinkies in it and sleeping in it. Like, no, man. Come on.
Yep. I'm glad he enjoyed the Batmobile.
All right, now, anything else? Any other? Wow, that's great. Any other positives? These are our positives.
I don't know. Let's see. But before I forget, because also before we were hitting record, we were talking about how bad not just the graphics were and how cartoonish a lot of the sequences looked, but especially how bad when they had the worlds colliding. And like you said, they had all those throwbacks just standing there, badly done, just looking out. Not one of them was trying to save their own, because everyone was looking at everything collide, and every one of those
What's going on?
Christopher Reeve,
happening?
and then he's standing with the real Supergirl, the blonde haired Supergirl, whatever, and they're just looking out into space, like what?
Yeah, whoa! Oh, I'm not gonna do anything.
Now,
to
how do you
stop
feel that they even touched on like the George Reeves black and white Superman? How do you feel that they brought in the Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, I was all for it. They did not push those elements far enough. They just gave us this stupid hint.
Yeah.
And, like
and
if
really poorly done. And I don't even know. Sorry, I'm cutting you off because I'm a dick.
no,
But I
no,
just
no,
get so mad because I was like, the Nicolas Cage one is really pushing it. That's almost just like, we got the license to everything Superman, and we're throwing it all at you in this poorly done, cheesed out clip. So you fucking give us your money. I felt so duped because the Nicolas Cage one, they didn't even fucking make a movie for. Like, go fuck yourselves. Like, what? You get the fucking. They made a little documentary. All right, so it's fan lore. That's
it was a
real
whole
fan
thing.
lore. You don't
Yeah,
even have the right to use that as fucking, Easter eggs or fan teasers. You know what I mean?
yeah, but the only,
No, the Nicolas Cage Superman is like, at least George Reeves fucking did the show,
that was
did the serial.
yeah. It came out and it saw the light of day. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
right.
Yeah,
And
fair
ran for
enough.
a long time.
Fair enough. But there was so many. If they were going to go that route, they left so much on the cutting room floor. We didn't get a Christian Bale, Batman. Can't be like, why the fuck not? Or Heath Ledger nod, or we didn't get Dean Cain Superman, or Smallville nods. We didn't get.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, yo, I
I
thought
would
they
have
were going
taken
to
any
do.
one of those that you just mentioned over the Nicolas Cage movie that didn't even happen.
I would have put in fucking Steel from Shaq. I would have put in Shaq's Steel and
Yep,
given
and
him
that
some
would have
sort of
been
redemption arc or whatever. Because it made
yeah,
him
and
super
that would
cool
have been huge too because we all know we only get Steel because after the death of Superman.
after he was one of the four. That's right.
You know
And
what I mean?
missed opportunity. We could have made it better.
Oh,
But yeah,
absolutely,
so
absolutely.
but on top of that, if they went with those handful of cameos, they needed to be in action. If you all of a sudden like there's like a window to another multiverse, and imagine you see Christopher Reeve Superman, he looks out with Supergirl, and they both fly out and they just sock fucking future Zoo Flash or whatever because they realize something's going. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
all of a sudden, like there's this multi battle going on with all these characters. That would have been insane.
that would have
You
been
know?
awesome. Yep.
Yeah, obviously there's definitely a way to incorporate it, but that's
Yeah,
their job,
even
not
if
ours.
right, you do it wide shot and right, you know what I mean, and you just know like, okay, the CGI was already so bad. You know what I mean? I would have taken a CGI whole sequence of like a few minutes of that instead of the dragged out trial or even the very beginning when Ezra Pound is there trying to. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on. Is trying to order his sandwich. That's another thing too. All the eating stuff. All right. We know he burns energy, so it's like he's at the barista and he's like making the sandwich. He's like, "Yeah, is Rachel here?" She says, "Rachel usually knows my order," and blah blah blah. I was like, "All right, all right." All right.
Yeah,
Then he's
shut up.
doing
Yeah.
the babies. Then he's fighting the babies. Like, yeah. Oh, and getting back to that, how bad did it look when they first showed the Flash after he's trying to get his sandwich? His first slow motion CGI shots.
Yeah, his run is
His
the
run.
goofiest run. It looks so.
Thank you for saying that. Because if it was just me, I was gonna be pissed.
In fact, like they kind of they do kind of acknowledge that because when Ezra tries to break out and remember when he loses his powers but he doesn't know he lost them and he tries to start running and he
Yeah.
just starts goofy skipping throughout the bank floor or whatever the fuck he was.
Yeah.
That was I'm like, yep, that's exactly what it is. So it was actually kind of funny. But
it just looks so bad.
it looks bad.
Not
Like, yeah, it
not
looks
just
bad. It
his
looked like a video game.
movements. Oh yeah, it did. It looked like Tron.
Yeah. Yeah, like 1980s Tron, not even the
Right.
yeah, it was bad.
Exactly. Exactly.
What else did I like? There was actually a point, and I don't remember what it was made, but someone they explained this really perfect. I like the fact that someone explained it that at the end of the day, what was good is that this movie was kind of a tragedy.
Yeah.
Flash did not get what he wanted, right? And it actually ends with him still trying to find a loophole, like him not learning his lesson, right? Because he realizes that he can't save his mother, And instead, he's like, "Well, what if I move the cans up?" And I actually listen. I appreciated that stuff. I thought that was good. That was good. It wasn't overly complicated. It's easy to follow what's going on, how that story developed. But
Yeah.
that didn't work either. You know, again, he couldn't help himself and just leave everything the way it was. This was like, "Oh, I can't save mom. Well, let me try to save my father," which I understand it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, that part was actually pretty clever. Yeah.
yeah, and it ends with him. Like, if you notice, it ends up with George Clooney in the universe.
Yes, as
You know,
Batman.
as Batman, and like he smiles. It was like he smiles, and it's like the illusion is shattered because it's like his tooth falls off, like little stuff like that. I thought that was clever.
Yep, that was good.
You know, and that kind of it kind of saved the movie in a way because it wasn't like a super happy ending. You know, weird. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't just it would have just been just another piece of shit. But I thought the ending was a little bit more well thought out. You know, especially
Yeah, they actually showed right. Yeah, a little good effort there, and it hit. It worked right.
All right, now, 1 out of 10. Where are we at here? What would you give
A
it?
2.
1 out of 10?
I'll give it a 2.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Um.
1 because it actually had moments where it made me laugh,
Okay.
and 2, I'll give it an extra star just because I love the comic book stuff and I'm sentimental about it. Otherwise, it was pretty much close to garbage or just badly done. I'll say badly done.
You're not gonna give it a point for like at least the kind of clever ending, or a point for the Batman stuff. Sounds like you should give it a 3 or a 4, which is still failing miserably, by the way.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
am I out of line here?
No, you're not out of line because I will give it the 3rd star officially just for what you said too. The Batman stuff, and because there were times where it was like, okay, at least they wrapped it up nice. So I'll give it a generous 3.
Generous 3, which is your highest rated movie so far here, right? That we've watched. Well, actually, that's technically not a hate watch, but hey, you know what? It's progress.
Yeah.
All right, so shit, man. Let me see. Now, I'll give it about I kind of want to give it a 7 because to me, it's worthy of.
Wow, that high?
For me personally, this is a me personally because I actually I understand your rating. Usually, I get pissed. I'm like, why do you go so low? What the fuck's wrong with? I get it.
Yeah.
For me personally, like the emotional stuff, like really connected. I mean, especially it's about losing your mom. I kind of just went through that, so that
Yeah.
that definitely choked me up a little bit.
I get it.
The stuff with Batman, as much shit as I'm talking about it, I thought it was really good for the most part. I liked the opening. I thought the first like 20-30 minutes were for the most part pretty good. That's that Batman stuff, the baby rescue, even the bad effects didn't take away from again, like when he put the baby in the microwave, I started laughing, and then like when they land and the nurse is just like just screaming her ass off.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was funny. So and then that cutting to Batman doing the Batman chase, and then Wonder Woman saving. I loved all of that. And then there was even like some cool little character moments with Barry talking to Ben Affleck. I'll tell you what, on a side note, I would have liked if they would have put on the Back to the Future movie and showed Eric Stoltz acting in it.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's funny. That was an interesting. I don't know. Was that like an inside joke? Because if you're not a straight up nerd and you don't know that, then would you even get that joke? And then you're right. They never show a visual.
That would have been nice to show the visual, like, look, bro, and then at least hold up the cover. Back to the Future's right here, right? And then they were like, no, that's with Michael J. Fox, and they were like, Michael J. Fox, wasn't he in Top Gun? Or you know what I mean? They like all the actors were different, like all the movies were different that the stars were in. So like that was clever, but it would have been nice to see some like reface effects, like we do on our cover. You could change that shit up and have fun with it.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna write it in that heavily, because they made it like a run-on joke.
seriously, for like it was like a good 10-15 minutes dedicated to
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
And and it's such an inside joke, kind of. You know what I mean? That's like an industry
Yeah.
fucking joke. You know,
Yeah.
only the hardcore nerds who watch the behind the scenes of Back to the Future will get that. Not even your average Back to the Future fan is gonna know that.
Yeah, yeah. And how many Back to the Future fans like that joke is written for people like us, you know, for people our
Right.
age, us old
Yeah.
bastards. That's not written for like, you know, some teenage. So that's really weird. I like that. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, even that, I kind of dug it, but that I'll give it a pass. At the end of the day, I'll give it a 7 because I know I'll end up watching it again. You know, and like I see myself watching it again. Certain movies I have no desire to watch.
Right.
You know, like The Last Jedi, which always finds a way to make its way
Wow.
into the shit of that fucking movie.
Yeah, I feel the same way about this movie, The Flash. Like, okay, I saw it mostly out of curiosity.
Move on, right?
I don't think it's good enough to really ever have to watch again. You know.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I'm
I
sure
think you feel the same way about Justice League.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like Justice League,
Even worse. Justice League was way worse of a movie.
Really? You were way off base. I think
both
Justice League,
versions, the director's cut and
love
the
director's
theater
cut.
release.
How dare you? No, the theater release absolutely was worse. The theater release, I think, was absolutely worse. I mean, I don't know. Just to reiterate for the fan, like I'm on and off with Man of Steel. I kind of like it sometimes. Man of Steel.
Stop fooling yourself. That movie is horrible. We know it. We discussed this already. It's trash.
Yeah. Batman versus Superman, especially the theater cut, I think is out. That's absolute trash. That one literally.
Yeah, that one really was. And that one was where the director's cut really makes it a better movie. Like when I first saw that, I was like, why wasn't these scenes in the theatrical release for the BVS? I was like, holy shit, this changes everything.
Turned the movie from a 1 out of 10 to a 2 out of 10. But I actually really enjoyed the ultimate cut. I'm with you on that. And like I think I'd give that one like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Also, like, you know,
really generous.
You know, but because Batman v Superman, actually, that's one of those I give like a 2, only because there's some visual stuff that I thought was well done, that it looked like a movie, and that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah. But Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, I love love that fucking movie, bro. For some reason, that one just hit me like oh, I want the next one. I want Justice League 2, man. Like I'm ready to go. I was all in, you know. Even to me, it improved elements of Batman v Superman. Again, the director's cut. Fuck that theater cut.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, it ties in certain things from that movie that kind of like, okay, I kind of see the bigger picture. So, you know, but yeah, dude, I definitely think Zack Snyder's Justice League is better than Flash. By a long shot, more epic, you know, more grandiose, more things happening. I think Flash has a better hero moment in this Justice League movie, in the Zack Snyder Justice League, than he does in his own movie.
Yeah, maybe I'll rewatch Justice League just as a refresher. I tried rewatching.
You broke up horribly. Say that again.
All I said was maybe I'll try to rewatch the Justice League and refresh myself on that one.
Yeah, well, that one's the Zack Snyder cut, of course, is super long. I mean, don't hesitate in watching it in pieces. In fact, they kind of separate it in like 8 chapters, almost like a show. I thought they were going to release it as episodes, which I thought would have been clever, but you know, they did it kind of that way.
Yeah.
But so you think what would you give Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Oh, maybe a 1, just because of the characters, just because I like the DC characters. I'll give it a 1 that it was made.
Okay, you didn't like when they brought Superman back and they had to fight him.
No, not really. I mean, I guess that was kind of cool.
That was fucking cool, especially the newer version. You know,
Yeah.
it was like there was that scene where Flash was tapped into the Speed Force. It looks like he's trying to get the one up on Superman,
Right.
and like
Yeah.
everything's super slow down, and you just see Superman's eyes just make eye contact with him, like I see you, motherfucker.
Yeah. That was.
I thought
Well, if we're talking about all like the action stuff, like then yeah, I guess the action Marvel, DC, whatever they're doing, just the superhero stuff can be cool. I always feel like their
Yeah.
graphics were always bad, but no, that doesn't make it a good movie for me. I still don't like just because the eye candy sometimes is like, oh shit, okay, cool. I still think the
Well-
movie and the story, the acting, the look, the graphics are all shit.
If action is well executed, you know, you gotta give it some sort of credit. No, I mean, you don't think? Okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
like,
didn't
yeah,
even like the twist that Superman like didn't remember he was the good guy, or he was like, "Why are these
Oh, it
people
took him a
attacking
while.
me?" Like I was like, "You bring him back, bring him back." Like, where's Lois? Where's you
Yeah.
know? It didn't even get me
Maybe
started
have
on
him
this
in a
shit
weakened
movie.
state. That would have been more interesting. If he was like in a weakened state, coming back,
Yeah,
his body's regenerating, and needs to get to the sun somehow. You know, like kind of
exactly.
like what they
Because it's
did with
still him.
Supergirl.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, I thought that was kind of
bad
interesting because when they
too.
first saw her, she was like all sickly, and that's actually kind of taken from the Flashpoint comic.
That's
Except it
cool,
was
right?
Superman.
When they got her in the sun, she got her strength. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
But
You
I
know,
don't
that was,
know. It was all
but
just
that would have
bad.
been more interesting considering Superman was underground away from the sun for God knows how long.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess, yeah. There was that action sequence, the one with like with the Amazons, with the girl, the lady warriors,
Right.
and they were fucking trying to run with it run with one of the mother boxes on horseback. I thought that was extremely well done. You know, yeah, maybe you should rewatch it. Maybe you should hate watch it, but it won't be today because that's a fucking unless we break it up into pieces.
No, this is cool. It's because I don't know. I tried rewatching some of the other ones. It may not even make the hate. I already hate it so much that it's like it's not even a question. Because I tried to sit through the first Superman one, this one with the Zod, and I was like, this movie fucking sucks. I turned it
Doesn't
off.
age
And
good.
no, and then I was like, all right, let me watch Batman versus Superman. Maybe I'm just too hard on these DC movies. I was like, no, this one really fucking sucks. And yeah, I remember only kind of half liking Justice League, not really liking Wonder Woman. Aquaman, I don't really think I liked it all. Those underwater scenes, this was so cheap. I don't know what their budget is going to, but the Aquaman, especially his underwater stuff, looked horrible. What's the one with Steppenwolf? What's the one where they got Steppenwolf? Yeah, which one is that?
That's Justice League.
Oh yeah, okay. That's so shit. I hate that.
But
I even hate the villain.
I like the newer version of Steppenwolf in the Zack Snyder version. They fixed his armor up. They made his face look cooler. Because if you see the comparison between the Justice League, how they call it, and
who calls it that?
They call it the Justice League because of Joss Whedon. I've seen it that way, like in Twitter or whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the Justice League.
No, I'm glad you told me because now I'll know.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could look up the new fucking Steppenwolf look? Let me see how he looks if you can.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Let me see where we're at here. Okay, so I have. Did you see Guardians 3? Maybe.
Yeah, I did.
What did you think?
Let me see. I would have to remember it. That's the one all about the raccoon, right?
I really enjoyed that, which I did not expect to. By the way, I'm fucking done with Marvel with the MCU.
I feel like that was pretty good. I would have to just watch something to trigger my memories about the script and the lines and stuff, because even talking about the Flash, that line where we said before where Ezra Miller is all awkward in front of Wonder Woman. And he's like, I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
It's like, that shit really took me a long time to recover. Like a bad line like that really takes me out for like the next few fucking minutes, where I'm like, oh shit, all right, what the fuck is going on in this movie? Like, so
Yeah, No,
getting back to any of the DC stuff, I feel like, oh yeah, do I like this? Like, it's so hard to tell. Or even with the Marvel, sorry, because we talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, they're not too far off with some of this shit like that too. You know, like in Shazam,
right.
they just had to make that one fat Asian kid be like, yeah, blah, 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 and I'm gay. I have powers, and I'm gay. I mean, I have powers. And I'm just like, just stop. Did you see that?
Like,
Did you see that?
why?
Yeah, just why? Just stop it. Because you're talking about a bunch of
Yeah,
little
I did
orphan
see it.
kids. They all live together in the same house. And it's like, just leave it alone. It's Shazam, you know? But that
Yeah, and
line
of course
took
it's
me
the
a
fat
long
ugly one
time.
that's the actual gay one.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, and the mom and the sister are like, we knew. Oh, we're so
We
happy that you
knew,
finally said
girlfriend.
it. Yeah, and it's just like, all right, get back to the Shazamming.
I know, right? Seriously,
Yeah,
but
I'm just too old for that kind of shit. You know, only because all that feels forced too. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of cool movies that I like where it could be like gay characters, and it's like, oh, cool, all right, whatever. Like, there's a really cool movie called Saved with Macaulay Culkin, and it's all about like these young high
I
schoolers or whatever.
sacrilegious piece of shit movie Saved
Oh,
with Jenna Malone and which
yeah. So you
I
know what
used to
I'm
like when
talking
I
about.
was a heathen. Yeah.
Well, okay,
Like
granted,
certain movies
I haven't
I
seen it
can't like
since
anymore.
I was in my 20s. But at least there was a
Yeah,
movie where the characters get established, whether we like the movie or not. But there was a movie, I'll use an example because I was able to
it was
see
well
some
done. It was well done.
characters for how they were established right
Yeah.
off the bat, whatever. But with Shazam and the Ezra Miller line in front of Wonder Woman and all these other kind of forced things, especially the Marvel stuff too, DC really throws me for a loop. And enough of those kind of lines will really take away any of the stars for me in a rating. So I
Oh
have
yeah.
to. I'm curious. Yeah, I gotta remember if I liked the last Guardians of the Galaxy or not.
Oh man, there was that one had me. I mean, I don't know, man. I it's easy to get me teared up in a movie, but like because there was like a lot of animal cruelty in this one, and you know what I mean?
It's like,
Yeah,
I mean, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, they were going for again the heartstring things, and like what
yeah.
they were
No,
doing
it's
to
and
Rocket Raccoon was really shitty. But did it bring you to
yeah.
almost tears?
Not
No.
that scene. Not that scene. It was more like when he the one that almost choked me up was when he actually died. He went under and he goes to like raccoon heaven to go see his otter friend.
Right. So what
I thought that was sad.
what are you
I thought that was
crying about? You half a
no,
homo.
no. I didn't say crying. I say I got teared up a little bit. I'm not there like but damn,
It's
no,
raccoon heaven, right? He's in
raccoon
raccoon
heaven.
heaven, right?
It
more
sounds
funny
silly
than
when you say it, but it's filmed very well. It's
yeah.
like
No, they
it's such a
definitely
silly
brought
premise.
some good drama to that. But yeah, exactly.
Now,
I
to
didn't find
address
it like
this,
so, and just because I wouldn't find it so moving, or even if it was that scene was done better or done well, that still doesn't make it a good movie.
sure. All
That's
right,
the thing
now,
too. Those scenes, it's almost like, especially now, all those movies are geared up just to have those. Always like, all right, we'll have a little dialogue here, then we're gonna do the surprise scene, then we'll have some dialogue here, a little twist here, and then we'll do the crying scene, and then we'll do the blah, blah, blah,
oh,
and then we'll do
so
the
formulaic. Yeah,
so formulaic.
Hey, ChatGPT, what's the best formula for emotional roller coaster for a movie? And then it'll okay, in the
With
15-minute
a
beat.
raccoon,
Yeah,
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 with a
exactly.
raccoon, but from a PETA standpoint.
Right. So now I'm trying to do two things here. I'm going to see if I can figure out. I can't pull up the other Justice. Can you see the screen?
Yeah,
All right. So this is the original. This is the Zack Snyder version, rather, of I think Steppenwolf. There we go. I think that armor is pretty badass.
oh, it's okay. Pretty much the same. Yeah, I see what you mean about the armor.
But no, and his face is definitely different. All right, so let me see if I can find.
Yeah, see if you can do a comparison.
Yeah, let me see if I can do a comparison. Yeah, let me see if I can do a comparison. No,
See?
yeah, right.
And then what was
So,
the one? Was that Justice League 2? Because the whole thing, like Steppenwolf, he's like coming back for the Tesseract cube that they have in like this secret tunnel in the desert, and they all stand around this cube, and they. Ugh, am I getting it right?
you're kind of getting it. I don't know. I think you're a little confused because there's also Dark
Steppenwolf.
Side and there's also things going on there. It's weird that of course this movie, because I own the movie and it's not giving like not letting me find it. Hold on. Oh, never mind. Okay, I got it right here. All right, let me see if I can find Justice
Find
League.
it already.
Come on. All right, let me at least
No.
show you where I'm. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm actually close. Yeah. So this is him in
Oh yeah, he
that's
looks
him
like
there.
a way stripped down version. He looks so weak compared to the other one now.
Right, and he has a human face with the mask, right? And if we go back to the other one, look at that.
Ah, yeah,
Is
okay. So yeah, this one
miles
looks cooler.
miles ahead. That
Mhm.
thorny armor, which like kind of adapts to everything going on.
So then,
That
what
was
movie is this?
This is the
With
Zack
him?
Snyder version, the newer one.
Of
And
of
this
what?
one is the Joss Whedon. That's the Joss Whedon
Ah,
one that you're seeing there.
right.
And here's the Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh shit.
Right?
Sail 100,000 worlds.
Even his lines are much better in this.
I have come to enlighten you to the great darkness. I will bathe in your fear.
Yeah.
Show him your fear!
Yeah, Wonder Women's.
Yeah, I thought that
Nice.
was cool. That's pretty badass.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
You know. Damn. Just-
Oh shit.
Go with her! You must see on the cage! Go!
First off, you have to understand I'm on my period, so I'm really emotional right now. No, I'm sorry.
Please stop yelling at me. Right. Okay, they're coming for the thing, right? They're in this little pyramid thing, and he's coming for
He's just
it. They're all trying to protect the Tesseract over there, whatever it is.
oh yeah, the Tesseract or the Mother Box
Right, yeah.
or the Ark or
Yeah,
the
the Ark.
or the Holy Grail or whatever.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, it's funny you mentioned the movie Saved. I like what was the other one? Dogma. That's I cannot watch that movie. I used to love that movie.
Hmm.
You know Kevin Smith's Dogma.
Yeah, do you think it holds up? Because that was totally like exactly. That was like right out of high school kind of thing. I feel like that was like
Yeah.
senior year of high school, maybe first
Yeah.
year of college for me. Dogma.
Yeah, and it was such an edgelord movie. You know, like
Yeah, and all the names, Kevin Smith and blah blah blah. Of course, Chris Rock. So
yeah,
yeah, that was the movie I really liked. Definitely
right. I
watched it
liked
a
it
couple of
too,
times.
but it's
And fucking what's her name stripping the hot
Salma
Mexican.
Hayek. Yeah, just
Yeah,
like
yeah. In fact, I
hey,
think she's hotter in that movie than she is in Dust Till
Until
Dawn.
Dawn. Yeah,
Yeah, because she's
because
got the little pigtails and the glasses, and she's chewing up. She looks like such a little slut. I
she
was like,
had some more Hollywood time in Hollywood, and so she got the better treatment, more exercise, better diets, and all that shit. Look at that.
yeah,
Come on, that's believable.
What, this scene here?
Yeah, like the way it just looks well done. Like it's shot well. You know.
Okay, kind of. Not her
Yeah.
sliding into this. This does not look
Oh
believable.
no, that's a Mortal Kombat move. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, it's like they
you
just
know,
stretch, and then even her getting up like that, like really, they couldn't have.
it's superhero-y, but it's that's like a superhero landing. That's not practical, but
Yeah,
okay, whatever. I'll allow it.
little too much.
All right. But
I
they all
don't know.
sacrifice
I think it's
themselves.
so cheesy, right? I think it's so cheese. Oh, of course they do.
Why? What's so
Because they
cheesy
gotta
about that?
protect the Tesseract. Like, it's just so what? It's just every hero's journey, Joseph Campbell thing
Yeah, right.
over and over again, and they really tied it into the
That's
superhero stuff. It's
that's
like,
Alderaan right there. That's all. It's just Alderaan
right, there it
all
goes.
over again. Yeah, right.
Right.
You promised. All right, whatever. No, but
Right.
yeah, right. Shit, but yeah, I thought that was cool. But all right, all right. So we got. You know what? I think we're gonna flip it with Hate Watch. I think we're gonna flip it with Hate Watch. I have one for you. So the one that I'm really hoping to show you because I don't know if you'll like it or not, and
All
that's
right.
Sisu.
What
It's
is
not a superhero movie. It's kind
mm,
of like a Rambo flick, but it's foreign. Let me see if I can get it here. Let me see if first off, I hope it's on YouTube. If not, I'll just open it on. Of course not. I don't have it on YouTube.
you liar?
You liar!
Why are
You're gonna
you
have
gay?
to. Well, why are you? Yeah, no. So the reason I mentioned it because Saved. If you think about that movie and like what it promotes,
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to
right?
cut you off on Dogma, but because I was gonna
Yeah, no,
say
no.
real quick, coming back full circle, I did like that movie, especially at the time. Not sure if it holds up, but I was never one of those guys who like loved it. So now you go ahead.
Yeah. So I liked it a lot, and in fact, I think for a while, I would say I loved it. I would say I loved it. Um, but yeah, if you break down like movies like that and then Saved and like the stuff they promote, like their ideas of Christianity, it gets kind of crazy, right? Because it's like it's Saved. If we go back to the other movie, Saved, it turns out like doesn't someone have to get an abortion? Like two gay people get together. The mom has an affair with some other dude, and they end up like becoming they end up having a relationship out of wedlock or whatnot, and then like the villain was Mandy Moore's Christian. You know what I mean? Because she was bigoted or whatever. I mean, like they try to like paint that like the conservative girls. I mean, she was fucked up in the movie, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But like then also same thing with Dogma. Like what was it? It was yeah. We'll make Jesus's great grandniece uh work at an abortion clinic and hate going to church. And then like what? Okay, and it's gonna end with showing Alanis Morissette as God, which is yeah. I mean, again, that's
Oh yeah, see shit like
yeah,
that. I totally forgot. And you
yeah,
remembered way much more of the plot of Saved than I did. And yes, I
yeah,
totally forgot about the naked Alanis Morissette at
yeah,
the end
yeah.
of Dogma, right?
So there's like weird shit like that where it gets very heretical, very sacrilegious and stuff. And like looking back at it now as an adult, that's how I see it. But as a kid, I dug those movies, and I understand the appeal, which is I don't know the way it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's trippy. Definitely as an adult. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so all right, let me see what we got here. I gotta find Sisu. So all right, actually, yeah, let's wrap up canned chicken and we'll jump into Hate Watch.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Let me see. All right, ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Put in the comment below. Tell us if there's a movie you want us to watch that we need to cover because we're covering the same freaking movies. It's The Flash, I think, for like the second or third week, but this time Charlie watched, Mr. Valentine watched it. So, Hopefully we'll have something new. We'll talk about something a little bit different. Maybe touch on some pop culture. If there's a topic, something you want us to talk about, just leave a question in there. If you haven't done so yet, hit like and subscribe, and tick the bell and all that good stuff. Help get us to 2,000. We're right there. Anything you want to add to this, Mr. Valentine?
No, just like and subscribe.